As it stands, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone, I say that every single time, welcome to game number 1. This is XLNC Shoutcasting. If you're new here, which Fruit Loop is new here, welcome. We shoutcast every Tuesday and Thursday night Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time starting. We usually go at least 3 games. Sometimes you catch the occasional 4th. Tuesdays are our team games. This is Thursday night. We do free play night. Anyone and everyone can join in. We'll bounce the teams as best we can and have some awesome games. Joining me is going to be Jess Express. She is a fantastic duocaster, and I love having her on. We've got ourselves the Anivia and Vladimir band away. Now, Anivia, one of those bands specifically targeted at Lord Reeves. I don't know if anyone is maining Vladimir at this point, but sometimes when it comes to the banning phase, players who have been on the stream playing a number of times before, been involved in the XLNC community, will know what one tricks are running around, and so they'll know kind of what to ban to make things a little bit better for themselves. The Xin Zhao, the Darius, I don't believe those are targeted, but just in general, strong picks for the jungle and the top lane. Really strong ADCs that if they get snowballing, it's very hard to shut them down.
I see a lot of pretty strong bans, especially the Vayne ban, the Darius ban. Most bans of the hyper carries that are extremely popping off this season. So they're definitely banning smart picks right now.
And that Draven going to be, again, one of those snowballing champions. Now, the meta for a while was shifting into a bit of a you win lane, you win game. Now, it's a little bit different than a snowball meta, but for a while, especially the early portion of the MSI games, some of them seem to be more you're running for some really strong picks unless your composition as a whole runs 4 super late game carries. Pick that Kale. Generally speaking, you want to have stronger lanes. You win the lanes, you have a good chance at winning the game itself. However, recently, it has felt like things are tipping back into, once again, the snowball meta, where you absolutely crush one lane in particular, and that lane just decimates and carries the team all the way through the victory. And Draven's a fantastic champion that's able to do that. His damage in the early game, especially for the AD carry role, is absolutely top tier. So he's going to be taken off the table. Lux, Lee Sin, Mundo, a couple of those pickups. Mundo is one of the interesting ones where there's potential possibility. You can actually vote on the League of Legends website right now for a potential rework next year. I don't think he's going to win it, but pretty interesting champion at the top lane. Heavy tank, mostly focused on those heals, and scaling into the mid game where he can just play that super beefy front line, and Mundo goes where he pleases, and that's right through the enemy team.
I'd really be sad to see him reworked. I really love his kit as it is right now, so I'm all about the OG kits and the OG style. So looks like I got a Lissandra pick in here. That's interesting. It looks like they're going to be really heavy AP at the moment. I'm going to assume either Lissandra is going to be mid or top, and maybe a Lux support. Along with Lee Sin is going to be, a Kah'zix jungle. So that means that Lee Sin and Kah'zix both picks. So they're both going to be looking for picks and squishy champions within the game. It's just going to be a matter of who gets more early game kills and who can outscale one another. So that's going to be pretty intense skill matchup there.
I'm interested in seeing if they're trying to fight each other when it comes to the jungle, positioning, or whether they're just looking to get some of those lanes rolling heavily. And, are you focused more on just beating the enemy team jungler, or are you focused on trying to give kills to yourself through a lane? We'll see, especially when it comes to these next couple of picks, because when it's a Mundo in the top lane, you're probably not going to see a lot of jungle attention depending on who's his counter matchup, because it's going to be a little bit, even with Kah'zix's isolation damage, it's not enough to just absolutely decimate a Mundo. So you might want to focus on a squishier AD carry bot lane or squishier mid lane. And having both those junglers picked up, we're going to start to see some of those bans, especially towards that bottom side. The Braum, the Lucian, taken away respectively from both sides. The Taric, even though Taric and Sona is kind of not becoming a thing anymore, thank goodness, the Taric banned away just to be on the safe side. And then Malzahar picked off by NA Dreams 2.0, saying we don't want that guaranteed CC. They can just crush us, just a flash ultimate. That's going to be picked up.
Over here?
Okay, so the Blitzcrank grab by Caboose, that's making me think that this might actually be Xeno taking Thresh into the mid lane. there's the possibility. So Xeno is one of those players who can play practically anything to an incredibly high tier. And he has taken Thresh into the top lane, taken an on-hit AD build, and done fantastically, just smashing 1200 criticals into the enemy team. However, in this case, with Mundo being picked up, I still see Mundo into the top side. Thresh might be rolling mid. It could be a Blitzcrank mid lane, but Lord Reeves is a mid lane main unless he's playing something like Vigar. Okay, it's Hook City! Excuse me, throw all that analysis out the window. It is Hook City for the side of Skylark.
I think it's gonna be Thresh 80 bot with a Blitzcrank support and maybe a Nautilus mid.
That could be. Nautilus has the AP buffs, so he's definitely a lot stronger. You can position around the minions when you're in a bit more of an open lane. The other thing I like about it is that if he gets ganked and he still has that Q available, he can grab onto a wall, get himself back to that turret. There's some pretty good options there, though the team as a whole, their composition looks absolutely nuts. That said, let's roll through the players and their champions, then get down to breaking down these teams and allowing you in the Twitch audience to vote on which team you think is actually going to take victory. Is it going to be Hook City or is it going to be NA Dreams 2.0? We'll find out. For the side of NA Dreams 2.0, keep yourself safe, taking that Lux in the supportive role. The young Prodigy with the Lissandra in the top lane. Senguri on the Kah'zix in the jungle. Hi, I'm Leo with the Katarina in the mid lane. And AD carry, I don't know, with the Kai'Sa bottom lane. I don't know who's the AD carry. I really don't know. Jess, if you would like to run through Chip Skylark on the red side.
Oh, I'm gonna run through this, but it'll be a little bit wonky, that's for sure. I'm gonna go with... This is what I'm calling right now. I'm gonna go with Lee Sin in the jungle with Dragon.
What? Lee Sin's in the jungle? I can't even believe it! No, it's probably one of the easier ones.
Dr. Mundo, I don't know, it's a little difficult. I think he might be top lane. I think the Blitzcrank, you know what? I'm gonna just make it spicy. I said he was gonna be bot, but I think it might be Blitzcrank mid with the Nautilus bot and the Thresh ADC bot. So, with Blitzcrank is Xeno, the Thresh is gonna be Caboose, and the Nautilus is gonna be Lord Reeves.
Alright, well, we'll see if that comes true for Fruit Loop. I'm sorry that you got kind of kicked by the Streamlabs bot. We do try to keep this stream PG, so you might have had something that was jumped for being not PG. We keep the stream as clean as possible. However, you're more than welcome to stick around as long as... Wait, E-Girl is a swear? Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess if you add the dash in, it's okay. I don't think it's all that bad, but you know what? I suppose some people could be upset by it, and so Streamlabs said, you know what? We're going to kick that out. Either way, with that minute and a half remaining, the compositions are locked in. The side that I'm seeing from NA Dreams 2.0, not a single tank on the lineup. Damage, 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 damage. I wouldn't even be surprised if Lux also just went pure damage, rather than focusing on trying to have anything support. You're basically trying to have a tidal wave of damage that you can just pour over the enemy team. They got a good mix of AD and AP, 3 AP to 2 AD. It's pretty decent. A little bit of assassination with the Katarina and the Kah'zix, a bit of a front line initiation out of the Lissandra with the ultimate, and some backline poke with the Lux and the Kai'Sa. Chip Skylark, tank, 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 tank. Now, will they build tank? Probably unlikely. They have to build damage, otherwise they're not going to do anything. They got to go AP on Nautilus. They've got to go at least off AP on Blitzcrank, off AD on Thresh, and probably a little bit of both on Mundo. Otherwise, you could get tanky all that you want. You can buy every tank item in the game. If you're dealing no damage, you're still going to end up losing. So, I'm seeing them building AD, or some type of damage on the side of Chip Skylark.
I definitely think that Blitzcrank might be AP, so they might have some heavy AP damage there with the Blitzcrank ult, along with like Thresh ADC. That could be the possible damage they need, but the only one thing I'm going to look at here is that Katarina is going to have to be very aware of her positioning in team fights, because one wrong foot, it's going to be a Hook City for her. It's definitely going to be walking on eggshells this entire team fight composition for her.
And that's the nervous thing from the side of NA Dreams 2.0, is how squishy they are into the CC heavy Chip Skylark. Hook, hook, hook. You also have to keep in mind that just because they've burned those hooks means they also have the Nautilus ultimate for the knockup. Thresh is going to have his Flay and ultimate to slow you down. Blitzcrank has a knockup and a full AoE silence. Mundo, once he starts landing cleavers on you, it's very hard to escape. It's just going to be cleaver after cleaver, and even Lee Sin can bring in that Dragon Rage kick to add a little bit more CC to the party. So if you are just one step mispositioned on the side of NA Dreams 2.0, you can immediately be shut out of the game. So it's going to be on them to not only have that ward coverage, see where Chip Skylark are trying to move to, but also be able to make sure that they are positioning perfectly to not be hit by any of those CC. Otherwise, as you said, you're going to end up dead. All right, well, we are into game now. This is game number 1, NA Dreams versus Chip Skylark. For those of you that are here hanging out, watching the stream, if you grab clips, you can not only drop them on the XLNC Discord, where I will be able to access them, but between streams, I actually have a feature that allows me to pull those up and show off the clips that you make and are used. Oh, we got full 5 flash into the enemy team jungle. Loving this from Chip Skylark, starting off super aggressive. However, they walk right over a ward. Everyone from NA Dreams know that they are right there, and it looks like I may have lost Jess Express. We'll figure that out in just a moment. But all 5 members of NA Dreams, or sorry, on the side of Chip Skylark, are seen. And they know what's going on.
Minions have spawned.
I think she may have lost connection. We'll figure that out. I'll keep that up just in case. But I don't mind solo casting. I've done it a bunch of times before. So let's get into it. With all of Chip Skylark having been seen on that invade for the side of NA Dreams 2.0, they're still looking for a hook. They tried to drop that ward. They catch a little bit of vision on Katarina in the mid lane, but it's not going to be that much. So Lee Sin is going to be able to grab that enemy team red buff. However, it will get traded over on the side of NA Dreams 2.0. We'll see if we get into some horizontal jungling, or if they decide to do something crazy. The level 2 out of Lee Sin can be pretty strong, and he's actually joined by the Blitzcrank and the Thresh, who might have a 3-man invade in the mid lane from Chip Skylark. Nautilus is going to be seen. Lord Reeves caught out with that ward. Hi, I'm Leo. The Katarina is going to be the target. The first hook is going to miss. Second hook line up. Ignite immediately going to land. Thresh's land is good. Xeno's going to CC as well. The flash, but it's not going to be good enough because Lee Sin's landed the Sonic Wave, and that's going to be the follow-up as well to pick off first blood for Chip Skylark. However, to be said, Caboose and Lord Reeves headed towards, or sorry, Xeno and Caboose most likely headed towards that bottom lane on the Thresh and Blitzcrank. That first blood is not going to make up for the amount of XP and gold that they have lost down here. So, yeah, they have a ways to get back into the game for sure. But still good to be able to pick up that first blood, as a nice hook is going to land onto I don't know, but still level 1s in the bottom lane. There's no Flay to come out from the Thresh as well. And in the meantime, the junglers are going to catch each other out here. It's going to be a 2v2 fight. Lee Sin, the first target, dropped to about half Mundo. Going to be a good meat shield body block on everything that NA Dreams going to be sending out. Nautilus is roaming up here as well. No free names going in with the cleavers. Lee Sin's here as well. They force a flash on the Lissandra. The young prodigy trying to escape finds a 2-man root, but it's just outside of that turret range. A little bit more damage from the Q as they back away. That's all she wrote, though. And Lee Sin is going to get out alive. That is super critical. I did rearrange them 626, had a little bit going on with Just Express, trying to figure out what was going on with that. So it took me a minute to move the champions around, but Sanguri going to be in a little bit of trouble. The continuous invade from Dragon Axe. In the meantime, fight on the bottom side, Kaisa is able to pick up the Blitzcrank. Helpful route by the Lux, but the invade from Chip Skylark coming out successful once again, dropping that Kah'zix down. However, the jungle, you can see there with the pressure that Lee Sin's had, is actually staying even on that Kah'zix, and technically is up because he is 2-0. Even CS there with that Kah'zix being jumped on, sent back to the fountain, having to reset. We'll see where he goes, as he doesn't have any major buffs to pick up, as Lee Sin still has his blue side that he could grab if he wants to, but instead he's going to focus on the Scuttle Crab. Want to check in very quickly on what the first strike of the game is going to be. It's an Infernal to add a little bit more spice to the party. I like it. Also, I did notice very quickly, bear with me, I'm going to pull up the sound just a bit, because I noticed when I was listening back to my own stream, the audio was a little bit quiet in game. So I want to buff that to make sure everyone can hear what's actually happening in the game itself. Even in gold so far, 2 kills to the side of Chip Skylark, but they're going to have to keep up these roams. It looks like this is what they're going to try to do. Coming to the bottom lane, Lee Sin has been seeing Nautilus coming in, Lord Reese. He's got to land a hook. There's a minion wave that's going to make things a little bit difficult to play. It's going to land with the Lux, though. Keep yourself safe. Cannot keep themselves safe. It's dropped by the Lee Sin. Nautilus is going to land the hook. Blitzcrank follows up as well. I don't know. Taken with a hook into the back. Caboose coming out with his first kill of the game. Great stuff there, and it is all landing onto Dragon Axe's Lee Sin that is crushing so far, and they have perfectly timed themselves an Infernal Drake. They could start up, but that Nautilus wants to catch the wave. The Katarina is shoving into the mid lane, and so Lord Reeves will head there to pick that off. Kah'zix maybe in the enemy team jungle, though, picking up a little bit extra farm, something to catch eyes on. Senguri doing a good job there. However, it is not going to be that good considering that it is an Infernal Drake that Chip Skylark is going to be able to pick up on this bottom side. I don't think they knew where Kah'zix was, but they just hadn't seen him for a while, assumed he was farming on that top side potentially. They have a little bit of vision if Kah'zix came to the back of the Dragon Pit. And so they can safely pick up the first Infernal Drake of the game. First Drake of the game as well. And we got ourselves about 1,000 gold lead starting off by Chip Skylark. This is pretty exciting stuff for Hook City. We're going to see where they can continue to carry this in that bottom lane. Look at the Kaisa. 35 farm to the 16 on the Blitzcrank. So obviously, I don't know. Freezing this lane is going to be able to keep up in gold pretty well. However, it's going to be all about these kills and how much Lee Sin can do. He's been gifted so much gold. If we check on the gold graph, he is 1,000 gold up over this Kah'zix, and he needs to be able to take that power, take that pressure, and use it in some of these lanes. Find those kills, shut Kah'zix out of the game, but they still have a late game Kaisa. If the game goes late enough, she's gonna have that true damage. She can take down these tanks. So keep on eyes on her as the game progresses. In that top lane, 35 farm from the Lissandra to the 26 of the Mundo. Little bit of a lead for the Young Prodigy. Didn't die earlier, which was really crucial. Lord Reese had a little bit of damage onto Leo in the mid lane, but is going to be jumped upon. It's finally NA Dreams 2's turn to strike back. The Q has already been used by Nautilus. He throws out that ultimate, trying to get a trade onto the Katarina. The Ignite is ticking very, very low, and Lee Sin is here. What? What a Q! Okay, it wasn't quite as exciting. I thought that he had sniped it around a minion, but it turned out that it was one of his own minions, so I'm trolling myself. But it's still a fantastic Sonic Wave to find himself a 4th kill of the game, making sure that trades evenly. Cat and Nader, thank you for joining Mystic Warrior as well. We'll get you guys into game number 2 after this game. I can't find out how to unban the word assert on my end. I might have to do that post-stream. Go into the moderation settings, find that, and unban it. So, assert, I see. Well, I'll check that. Just, can you send me a DM? Catnate, it'd be fantastic if you could send me a DM. Let me know about that. That way, if it's a DM on my Discord, I should be able to remember that post the stream and get that unbanned. As the Young Prodigy gonna get jumped upon, Dragon Axe. Ooh, a great claw from Lissandra over the wall. Bigger than a flash can do. Is gonna get back to the turret. As in the bottom lane, Thresh hook and gonna miss. Now he's forced to flash away. Xeno also running back. There's a Katarina down here as well, and it looks like NA Dreams 2.0 caught eyes of the fact that there is just so much collapse coming out of Chip Skylark, so they have attempted to do that themselves. Not also starting to the bottom lane, so it could be a 3v4 if Kah'zix comes back. Lord Reeves is here. We'll see what his hook can do. It's going to force the flash out of the Lux. Immediately turns around and laughing as the Thresh is caught out. Caboose goes down. Sorry, Cody. And now Senguri's turn to try to get a little bit of revenge. Jumps in, forces the flash out of Lord Reeves. Nautilus walks away. Lee Sin back in the base during that in pressure from NA Dreams 2.0. A very long time the High-Am Leo stuck around in that bottom lane, but eventually paid off with a kill. However, keep in mind that that Katarina is actually down about 15 CS compared to the Nautilus, and so it isn't actually all that helpful as Lee Sin's going to catch out that Katarina. Maybe he'll get a revenge kill. He's got the smite down. In the meantime, bottom lane, the root is good. Lux ultimate final spark as well, dropping the Blitzcrank low, but can't find the kill just yet. He flashed to the turret as Senguri's knocked up by the Nautilus, and Dragon Axe goes unstoppable. 5-0 is going to be the game with 4 tanks and an OP Lee Sin. I don't think so, as we already see that Gunblade coming through on the Nautilus. In the meantime, Mundo on the top side going to throw out that ultimate, but it's not going to do anything because Young Prodigy drops the Glacial Tomb. Says, sorry, Mundo, your healing's not going to matter that much when I can freeze you in place. Dragon Axe going to actually go in on Kah'zix. He was thinking about taking the Blast Cone, but he's got so much damage. He just takes down the Kai'Sa. The Root's going to hold him in place long enough. He can't steal away the Lux. But it is 2 more kills for the side of City Skylark, as they are doing a fantastic job with these roams. Dragon Axe, he should actually catch sight of the Katarina here. The Sonic Wave misses! That is solely due to the animation. The recall animation. I honestly think that had to do with the recall animation. It's a pretty wide thing, and Katarina's moving around a bit on it. But the target is going to be lost. So, hi, I'm Leo, barely able to get back. Grab the cat, the lantern cat. I love it. From Dr. Mundo, they messaged in all chat. Why didn't you grab the lantern, Katarina? Obviously, you always grab the lantern. The roaming continues from Chip, Skylark, Thresh, and Nautilus, joined by that Lee Sin to the bottom lane. Thresh is going to miss his initial hook. Death Sentence not going to spell death this time, however, has been pretty on point with those hooks, as Xeno and Lord Reese have been able to match as well. No free names on the top side. Picking up that Spirit Visage is going to help him a lot against the Lysandra, and he is built to deal with AP members as the game scales later. But now he might have to run his Kah'zix is here. Singuri's invisible. Moto's trying to get the trade of kills. The Ignite ticking away onto the Young Prodigy. Takes down Lysandra. No free names. Going to get his first kill of the game. However, probably going to go down to Kah'zix with the isolation damage. He's running through the minions, getting a little bit of healing. Oh, the trade is so close. But Kah'zix, Singuri, still comes out with his first kill of the game. If Mundo had run a little bit further, he might have do it. Are you kidding me? Lux steals away the Drake with the final spark. Infernal Drake for Infernal Drake. And we got a third Infernal Drake coming up here in just a little bit as well. The Nautilus ultimate thrown out, setting up Dragon Axe and the hook to come in as well. Picking up Hi, I'm Leo for a third time. This Katarina struggling this game. Just express your back. Oh, not a problem at all. Just got a message me. Let me actually send you the initial call as the game is going to continue with in the bottom lane. Thresh taking a pretty good beating, but I don't know. With a couple of turret shots and the Ignite ticking away, has to run away. There's still a Lux here who's got a lot of damage and could, there we go, take down the Thresh. When you try to go 1v2 against 2 people that are running damage, you can see that magic penetration boots on the Lux. Keep yourself safe, saying, I don't need to keep myself safe unless you're dead, so let me just kill you, take you off of the Rift, and that way I can be safe. That bottom lane turret down to about 1 plate, getting very, very low. There it goes down to 1 individual plate at the 12-minute mark as Lee Sin ganking to the bottom lane. The root from Lux is still going to land, but the hook by the Nautilus is actually going to be traded back and forth as Lux will find the kill onto the Lee Sin. Blitzcrank here, though, with his own CC, and Silence sets up Lux to fall. First kill for the Blitzcrank, so it's a kill on each of the hook champions and 8 on the Lee Sin. However, with that death, that's a massive amount of shutdown gold. 450 shutdown gold to the Lux, I believe it was. So that is a lot of gold back into the hands of NA Dreams. However, they are actually ahead by 1,200 gold. I didn't even notice that. And welcome back, Jess Express.
Hey guys, sorry about that. I don't know why, but sometimes I get the black screen of death with spectate.
You know that Riot has a great program. Small indie company, but they do the best that they can with what they got. I mean, their funding is so minimal, we cannot complain. As Lee Sin going to try to gank into the Katarina in the mid lane. Oh my lord, it's the easiest setup in the world. A Q into ultimate, into Q. I actually know the spell name. Sonic Wave into Dragon Rage Kick into Resonating Strike. Finds himself a kill. No free names. Get roots on the top side. It is going to be Infernal to Infernal at this point. What time are you at? What's your time stamp?
I fast forwarded to exactly where we are. I should be at 13:23.
13:20. Yeah, we're good. Good enough.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so it is an Infernal Drake to Infernal Drake. Lux was able to steal away the second Infernal Drake with a fantastic final spark. And they're also going to get that bottom lane turret. And so one of those things about having a heavy roam composition, which Chip Skylark has been able to run with this Nautilus, Blitzcrank, and Thresh, is that you don't always, how did that hook land? I'm not sure. Hitboxes are a thing. When you're always roaming, you don't sit in lanes and get that farm. It is 88 farm on the Kah'zix to the 50 on the Blitzcrank, as it looks like both teams are going to fight for the Rift Herald. Melisandre is able to secure it. She's got it to send it back to the team, but maybe sacrificing her own life for it. Final spark from the Lux is going to miss onto Dragon Axe. In the meantime, Melisandre still getting a little bit of damage down. Katarina goes down to the Mundo, who's perfect position to hold her in place and take her down. Lord resourcing the flash over the wall, but I don't know. Trying to go in. The CC is not going to land long enough, and now Caboose in danger. The slow without ultimate going to slow the Lux, but the shield still comes through, keeping that Kah'zix alive as Thresh flashes the wall, and the members of Chip Skylark are walking away bleeding. Xeno's here with a Blitzcrank, though. Look at that huge damage! Lee Sin's here as well! He's taking down the Kah'zix! That's gonna be you keep yourself golden, going golden with the stopwatch, able to pick up the Lee Sin again. The shutdown comes through, Blitzcrank gonna flash, and it's the passive of the ultimate that picks up the kill! 17 kills to 10. It's still 1,000 gold lead for NA Dreams 2.0, but somehow Chip Skylark is making this game look fantastic as Rift Heralds dropped in the top lane, will secure the second turret of the game for NA Dreams 2.0. And sorry, Shelly, you'll be taken down with a bunch of hooks finally. It's kind of like, you know, trying to fish in a barrel when it's a big Rift Herald and you got hooks for days.
Lee Sin definitely dodged the laser in that team fight to barely live, and then comes back in and picks up a kill and does damage with Raves. Insane!
Just
looking like a 2k gold lead now. Red side, surprisingly, with 17 kills with their interesting team comp. Blue side with 10 kills, and it's just very... I mean, they do have 2 towers up on red side, so this will definitely be interesting play, especially with the 2 Infernals on each side.
Lee Sin can't steal away the Scuttle Crab, and Kah'zix is going to immediately leap in. Dragon Axe hit with the final spark, throws out the kick, but it's way too late. Will be dropped. And that is the hook potential by NA Dreams. They have this pick comp a little bit with those Lux bindings. They're still going to try to potentially fight Chip Skylark as a 4v5. They've got all their members down here. They want to fight for this Infernal Drake. They have the AoE of the Blitzcrank. Keep in mind, Katarina's going to be CC'd to death. No chance to throw out that ultimate. The Infernal is going to go over to NA Dreams, and here comes the TP from Melisandre as well. She could throw out that ultimate onto multiple members. The hook, though, you're going to hold her in place. She's dropped, can't take the claw, throws out that ultimate, but the mana barrier from Xeno keeps the Blitzcrank alive. And now they can chase it on to keep yourself safe. The final spark from the Lux will allow her to pick up the Blitzcrank. However, the hook comes through from the Thresh. Still not going to be enough, though, because the Lux is basically full health. She's got the double buffs as well. She's still going to be playing with Caboose. The hook's going to land. He's got the lantern for the Nautilus to come in, and Lotteries picks up the kill. This game is fantastic. Oh my word. Caboose escapes alive.
Keep yourself safe is definitely trying to make it worth it for that double Inferno. They really need that to pump out that AP damage, like you said, for that team to be able to burst the tanks in late game.
Insane. 13 kills to 22. Double Infernal Drakes for NA Dreams 2.0. After that fight in the bottom lane, you could see where they kept trying to back away. However, Chip Skylark, with all those hooks, have so many ways to... It's not about bringing themselves into the fight, besides Lee Sin. It's about bringing you back into the fight. You try to escape, we got a hook. You try to escape, we got a flay. You try to escape, we got another hook. We will keep you engaged in this fight as long as we are alive. And in the end, they keep things fairly even between the two teams. Still about 1,000 gold lead for NA Dreams.
Yeah, they definitely are holding their CCs for the proper moments in team fights, and they really need to for them to succeed.
Oh, no free names. Picks up the kill on Singuri as Lee Sin found a great kick over the wall. Wanted the kill himself. However, we'll donate it to the Mundo, who has snuck himself into a 5-kill, 3-death position at this point, which is actually pretty good. And with that completed Spirit Visage, he's going to get tankier and tankier against these AP champions. Also needs to build a little bit of AD armor to try to deal with this Kah'zix. Nautilus ultimate going to be sent out, knock up 2 members. The Lux goes golden, but that's going to set up Lee Sin for a great Sonic Wave. He's not going to take it, though. Doesn't want to get underneath that turret.
So it looks like a pretty even gold lead still, with 32 to 32. Very, very, very close. Along with red side has 1 red tower and blue side has 2. So they are catching up in turrets. It looks like Lee Sin
Hold on,
has
Thresh
11
hooked
kills.
up. We'll get the flay, but the Nautilus is going to find it onto the Kai'Sa. Lee Sin's here. They've been able to trade the Thresh for the Kai'Sa, but there is a Lysandra to the back of the fight. Going to find a nice route onto Lord Reeves. That should be Nautilus falling down, and now the ultimate Glacial Tomb. So Dragon X jumps to a ward. He's still going to fall down as Kah'zix catches him out and is able to pick up that kill as he is all alone. But that ward hop to get out a final spark looks so good.
Definitely pick central for blue side there, especially Lysandra's like, you have CC? Well, here you go. I'm just going to throw it back at you and CC down.
Exactly.
I'm not taking it any longer.
You can't hook my teammates if you're frozen in a block of ice. Time to cool this game down. There is a kill lead for Chip Skylark, but they are still down a little bit in gold, and Kah'zix is starting to get a couple of items, so his assassination potential is going to be much higher. So on the side of Chip Skylark, they need to be safe when it comes to the 1-3-1. Well, that's kind of what they've been doing, but I really think that it might be better for them to try a 1-4, leave Mundo to be getting that farm in the side lane, get stacked up, get super tanky, and have your 4 members, the one that deals the most damage, and your 3 hooks all together potentially in this mid lane.
Yeah, even though Kah'zix doesn't have 12 kills like Lee Sin, he is way up on CS, so he is getting his items.
Nautilus landing a hook, throwing out that ultimate. He's also going to have the, I believe that was, excuse me, a Hex Attack Proto Belt. Lysandra throws her ultimate on herself, keeping her, no, actually that was onto the Nautilus once more. Able to pick up that kill, so currently it's a trade of 2 for 1 in favor of Chip Skylark as they back away, but Lee Sin might be caught out once more. Lysandra throws out that blast cone, popping him over the wall though, so they don't have that route. She's going to take the claw, try to join in. Sonic Wave going to land from Dragon X. He tries to go in for the kill, but Lysandra goes golden with the stopwatch. He's going to ward hop away. We'll see if the Grand Escape from the Lee Sin with that flash can keep alive. No! A great Void Spike from the Kah'zix to the back takes him down. And Chip Skylark are going to lose another overall trade. 2 for 2, a bit even. But again, Chip Skylark seem like they're just running out of this pressure they had at the beginning of the game.
Well, the thing is, the Kai'Sa is going to start to snowball as well as she can burn through tanks. And the Kah'zix literally built to be a tank buster.
Indeed. I don't know. Forced to flash as the hook was coming flying into that mid lane. Uncle Hurt, this is only game number 1. With triple hooks. Also, Mystic. Do not trust that MVP and honorable mention list. It's pretty good, but it is about 2 weeks out of date. I've got a bunch of them still saved on my computer, so I can update them. My goal was to update them tonight. So hopefully between now and this coming weekend, I will get those updated. So by next week, I do have that for you. Lysandra going to try to sneak her way past 4 members. CC'd up for the moment. Throws out that ultimate, getting a lot of healing down. And will find a kill onto the Blitzcrank. Setting up for the final spark from the Lux. Nas goes golden, flashes away. Trying to use that blast code. Mundo's pretty tanky, but not tanky enough to deal with this Kai'Sa, who's starting to absolutely pop off. Lee Sin finds himself the kill to Kah'zix, keeping him alive. Currently, it is a 2v2 with Katarina split pushing on that top side. So a small victory for NA Dreams, and with that, they're going to continue to have some pressure, not only in the bottom side, but also on this top, as Katarina should be able to secure her own turret up there. Wanted to mention very quickly, a great skin on that Katarina using the new Battle Acadia? I don't know how you say those skin, but great skin.
Yeah. It definitely looks like, you know, Red Side does have a 3k gold lead right now, but they are falling off with tanks as the AP damage is spiking off. That Lysandra is really positioning properly to make those plays and win the team fights and turn them around. And as well as they just picked up an Earth Dragon, so that'll definitely help them bring down more turrets because they already have 4 to the Red Side's 1 turret. So that's not looking really good for them, with Blue Side having 3 dragons, them having 1. At this moment, they're gonna need to build more damage in order for them to start winning team fights once again, because that hook CC that is happening, the chain lock, is just gonna fall off.
And that seems like they're trying to build a little bit of damage, especially that Nautilus building that Rylight's Crystal Scepter, and for the side of Blitzcrank picking up that Cutlass, so bringing a little bit more CC. However, that Thresh with the Adaptive Helm definitely focused more on the defensive side as Kah'zix is caught out. The hooks are good when you can land them, and Blitzcrank definitely knows how to do that. There are 3 members hanging around here. They should know that the Kai'Sa is near with that Void Seeker. Academia. So it's basically just Academy with an at the end. Academy, Sorry, just being silly. Academia.
It looks like Cassandra is split pushing to get some more turrets in there. They are guarding that dragon, but it looks like everyone's backing off, and it looks like she might pick up a free tower here, as Thresh is going to try and defend that.
Blitzcrank hook did miss in that mid lane, so once again you got to reset and wait for the mana, or for the cooldown to come back up before you can try that again. Thresh clearing the wave in the bottom side. Lee Sin potentially coming down there to see if he can get a jump onto Lissandra. However, she's got that Zhonya's that every time she gets hooked or joins a fight, she's able to kind of reset it and delay, wait for, the side of Chiplark to lose those cooldowns, and then come out of that stasis and just wreck people's health. Tip Skylark content to just hang around here in the mid lane. They're not focused so much on vision. Mundo caught out by the Kah'zix for the moment. The smite's going to come through as well, but he's got the slows of the cleavers. Caboose stepping forward. This is going to be cutting out the isolation damage of the Kah'zix. However, Mundo still falls. They've traded it back onto the Katarina, and a great hook onto Kah'zix drops him as well. Lissandra, ultimate or teleport canceled by the Lee Sin. He's found himself the kill on Lissandra alone, and with the victory taking down the Kai'Sa. That is Chip Skylark with practically an ace. There is a Lux throwing out the final spark, but hooked by the Blitzcrank, hooked by the CC, the knocked up at least by the Blitzcrank, should be hooked by the Nautilus as well. Hold on, the Blitzcrank gonna fall with some great damage. How to keep yourself safe, trying to use the brushes to hide away from the vision. Has got some good damage. Double kill to keep yourself safe. And this is what we talked about. The damage will eventually outscale, and keep yourself safe with an amazing 2v1, and then Dragon Axe ruins it all. Okay.
He's like, not today. I mean, to be fair, Lux did turn that what looked to be a very unfortunate team fight for Blue Side into a winnable, and went even and prevented them from getting that Baron. I thought for a minute that the Hook Central, I think their team should have been called Hook Central to be honest, but Hook Central should have been able to get that Baron, but since Lux was able to pump out more damage in the tanks, she's just prevented that from happening.
Indeed. It's about a 10 kill lead for Chip Skylark, but a 2,000 gold lead for NA Dreams 2.0. They've got themselves an extra Infernal and Mountain Drake, but no one can go for the Baron. Hold on! Well, Blitzcrank has burst, and when you're a squishy bug, and you're caught in a robotic claw, there's not a whole lot you can do to escape. Kah'zix does go down.
Yeah.
Mundo focusing on clearing the vision. Go ahead.
They're definitely gonna have to get those picks right now to be able to make it back in and get this Baron, which they're looking for.
Well, they took down.
Yeah,
they took down NA Dreams 2.0's jungler. They also know that Lissandra doesn't have TP, and so they can say we want to fight 3v5, or we're just gonna take the Baron. They're sticking around the Baron for the moment. Lee Sin trying to tank up as he's got the most life steal. We also have every member of NA Dreams hanging around here. Lissandra finally showing up through the mid lane. They might turn on to her Nautilus ultimate. Gonna throw that out. Can she take the claw in time? She cannot! She's hooked! She throws out that ultimate. Keep herself alive. She's also gonna have the Zhonya's, but she comes out of that. Reset. Flashes the wall. She's alive! Keep yourself safe. Taking out Xena with the final spark. Kai'Sa ultimating in to catch the Mundo. And now Dragon Axe gonna be caught out. Use a great kick to try to escape, killing the Katarina. However, still ends up going down himself in the end. A pretty nice fight won by NA Dreams, with Lissandra burning so much spell time on the enemy team.
Yeah.
And so the Baron gets started up by NA Dreams 2.0.
And it's definitely going to be a Baron pickup. That was definitely an insane play by Lissandra, delaying that, doing enough AoE damage for the team to rotate, clean up, pick up a Baron, since they can't really hit that Baron fast enough.
Oh, Nautilus does land the hook and roots up the Kah'zix for the moment. They've held him long enough for Lord Reese to get the kill, but the Kai'Sa is here. He can't grab the lantern. Nautilus unable to escape. Will only trade 1 for 1, but it is Baron picked up by NA Dreams, and I believe it's on 2, maybe 3 members. So they're still taking more than they are losing. And at this point, with a good 5,000 gold lead, they're setting themselves up for victory this game.
Yeah, NA Dreams is definitely not letting the dreams with dreams, and they're just doing it. That Kai'Sa has 11 kills, and she's going to be very unstoppable at this point, and bursting those tanks down. as well as the Lissandra with the ulti and the Hourglass, locking it down for that tank potential they need to continue on and burst them in.
Blitzcrank gonna land the hook onto Lissandra. Can they CC her in time? They do! Lissandra is gone! Lee Sin still finish off with the final spark. The Warthog not quite positioning himself to escape, so it's a trade of 1-for-1 at the moment. Blitzcrank looking to land another hook, but he only has the Mundo here for the damage. When you lose the Lee Sin, you lose a massive amount of damage for your team. Thresh going to be joined by the Nautilus on the bottom side. Has some good pick, however, losing a lot of his health. The Katarina ultimate going to be canceled. The shield not going to be enough to keep the Thresh alive, so he will fall. But they almost found themselves a trade. Mundo going to start chasing, and it is at level 13 on this Mundo. The Cleaver misses. And so even with those two tanky items, he just has to walk away. Kah'zix coming in onto the Blitzcrank. Again, finding that isolation damage. Will it be enough? Blitzcrank has a pretty good burst, but not close. And a good hop by Kah'zix gets him out as well.
They're definitely starting to stomp this one for sure with over like 7k lead on blue side with 32 kills. They have 5 towers, red side's 1 tower, and they just picked up a Cloud Drake. So not only are they going to have Inferno and be able to bust down towers, now they're going to have more mobility around the map, and that's exactly what they need for their comp, considering they have 2 assassins that can get some picks out in there.
Well, that's the thing from the side of Chip Skylark. You know, when a team takes the Blitzcrank, you think to yourself, well, even if the game goes pretty poorly for them, if you just find the right hook onto the one carry on the enemy team, you could still find yourself victory in the game. And they drafted themselves 3 impressive hooks, so they have even more of a chance. The problem is everyone on the side of NA 2.0 has carry potential. Even the Katarina, who's probably one of the weakest members of their team, 2, 9, and 10, still has good damage and has finally completed that Zhonya's for herself as well. And so even if she isn't able to necessarily find kills, using that Zhonya's can cause distraction, burn spells, drop those cooldowns, that could allow the side of NA Dreams 2.0 to keep winning the fights that they are winning. So it's not only they need to find one hook, they need to find multiple hooks, chain that CC perfectly, maybe even spread the CC a little bit between multiple members of the enemy team to try to keep them from just destroying you at this point with their advantage in damage.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's definitely going to be a skill matchup on how many people they can hook, and it just looks like the Kaisa has a barrier to prevent a hook from happening.
Lissandra's still gonna go, take the hook straight into the face of Dragon Axe, throws down that ultimate first, has the Zhonya's, no, the Zhonya's, there we go, just using as Lord Reeves comes in, throws down that ultimate. They are burning so many ults, trying to take down Lissandra. They have been successful at that, but they lose their second tier in the mid lane. We'll see if they can get anything else, because just taking one enemy down and burning 2 ultimates to be able to secure that is not gonna win you the game. Ooh,
yeah.
Thresh is going to land a hook onto the Katarina, a little bit of play, but no team there to follow up. Go ahead.
Yeah, like exactly the point. They do have, like you said, they do have to pick up them hooks, but even if they do, like Lux has Hourglass, Lissandra has Hourglass, her ultimate, a Banshee shield, Katarina has an Hourglass, Kaisa has a Banshee shield, so they're building a lot of defensive items to prevent them hooks and escapes to get out of those hooks to sustain enough to carry the team fights.
So now not only do you have to land the hooks, you have to land the hooks multiple times. The flash from Blitzcrank, he has landed that hook. Keep yourself alive, is keeping herself safe for the moment, but a great timed Q by Lord Reeks finds himself the kill onto that Lux, so they have been able to pick off 1. They don't have a big wave here, but they might be able to secure themselves that first turn in the mid lane.
They're gonna get that tower.
Second turn of the game, they've been able to chain the CC onto the Katarina. Is the CC gonna be enough? 3-man root by the Lissandra, ults herself as well, able to pick up the Nautilus, and now they can chase onto the Mundo. However, he's gotten pretty tanky. He's got 3 items as well as that Gargoyle Stone Play. There is a Thresh who will have the Lantern eventually be able to Lantern that Mundo to safety if necessary. But they are able to walk away for the moment. Let's keep our eyes really quick on that next Drake. It's going to be a second Wind Drake. So with 1 Wind Drake already on the side of NA Dreams, if they pick up the second, it's going to make it that much harder for Chip Skylark to actually land these CCs, because you're going to have so much mobility during combat and especially out of combat.
Yeah, so it's starting to look like NA Dreams has picked up another turret going for 6 towers. Blue Dreams, the red side, finally picked up a second turret to give them a little bit more gold, maybe get some more damage items, a little bit tanky, which is great. There's the 6k gold difference going on, and yeah, if they obtain another Cloud Drake, it's just going to be a little bit more scary for red side. Especially with, I mean, it's pretty interesting to see blue side has 33 kills opposed to red side's 41 kills. So, I mean, they're very objective based right now, and they're winning because they're getting objectives. And that's turning around the team fights for them too.
That's what happens when you have a roam-heavy team. You lose out on some of those objectives. Ultimate called out by the Nautilus. Gonna get that ult from Lissandra as well. Glacial Tomb used on herself. She's gonna go golden as well, but there are 4 members of Chip Skylark around. No way for Lissandra to escape even that claw. Pretty close. I like that hook from Thresh, just in case he managed to take that claw. The death sentence from Thresh should have been able to set up and pick 1. So these picks coming through are actually stacking up these deaths on Lissandra. 4, 7, and 13. It's not working out that great. The best thing for them is that when she's dying, she usually gets her Zhonya's back in time to, again, get a little bit of delay. But those picks are keeping Chip Skylark in this game little bit by little bit, as they found some excellent collapses.
Yeah, that definitely will add up if they keep playing smart like this. Maybe getting picks and just gauging out just to get those shutdown down, just to get one member out of the team fight will help them. Lissandra is like, I'm a tank, I can go win this. And it's just starting to catch up for her. Tank no more. Lissandra is unfortunately starting to die.
Ooh, something to keep your eyes on. The Baron has been started up by NA Dreams 2.0. They should secure it. No one there to contest is Chip Skylark. We're pushing down the mid lane, but again, they are suffering on vision. And with no vision on the Baron, they just straight up lose it. They don't even try to collapse for a fight, which they could potentially win in a 4v5 situation. And now they have to back away empty-handed. And things are looking very, very ugly for them.
Yeah, that was definitely a very sneaky Baron, considering they were literally side by side each other. Without that vision, they were able to just sit there and be like, oh, we got this. They don't see us at all.
They're going to once again collapse here in the mid lane, but Lissandra is split pushing on the top side of the map, and she's got that Baron buff as well, I believe. I want to check real quick. No, she did not come up before Baron buff went down, so she actually doesn't have it. That's a really good thing for the side of Chip Skylark, as Nautilus accidentally hooks the wall, engaging a little bit too deep. Kah'zix has got the killer instinct, and that will take him down. The flash from Mona won't keep him alive. The damage is starting to finally come through for NA Dreams in bursting fashion, as Singuri chases down the Blitzcrank, flashes forward, getting a little bit chunked out, but not going to be near enough. Lee Sin lands a 3-man kick, but he's going to immediately be taken down. The GA pop should be popping up just in time to see himself fall. Again, tries to hop to minion, flashes away. The Thresh, what are you doing? Give that lantern! The auto attack through Kah'zix chases him all the way down. He will fall. The turret shots won't even take down Kah'zix because he's gone golden. That is an ace for the side of NA Dreams 2.0. Lissandra doesn't need the Baron as she takes the top lane turret and inhibitor. And at the 36-minute mark with that ace, even Nautilus coming up in 6 seconds, this should be a handy victory for NA Dreams 2.0.
Yeah, they definitely played that very smart. If they didn't have that positioning, they didn't have those picks, it would have turned out very badly for them.
All right, victory over to the side of NA Dreams 2.0. So if you bet on blue side, you will enjoy some of those bet points. I think 626 and I were the only two that bet, and 626 continues to rack up success and points over the course of these streams, which is pretty hilarious as I just cannot catch up in total XP. Let's, as we look at these two teams and how they did in total, find ourselves some MVPs and honorable mentions, and then we will be setting up for game number 2. For those of you that have been joining, just stick around for a little bit longer, and we'll get you in for game number 2. Do you want to do both sides, or you do one and I do the other?
I'll definitely, you know what, last time I was doing the losing sides, so this time I think I'm going to talk about the winning side and let you do the losing side.
All right, well, for the losing side, Chip Skylark, they had themselves a really good attempt at this game, but some things eventually, as we said, mostly the composition, it just eventually fell apart. They didn't have the damage, and they didn't have the tank. They kind of tried to find that middle line, and it just fell apart for them. So, for the honorable mention, I'm going to give it over to, give it over to Lord Reeves. 24 assists, still had 6 kills as well. Sure, he had some of the highest deaths in the game, but overall participation was what I was looking at this guy. Not only there in the mid lane, but roaming to the bottom lane multiple times, and the fight towards the top side of the map when it was 2 junglers and 2 top laners going head to head. He roamed up there as well. He was always willing to join his team and look for these fights, bringing that CC in. So that's going to be the honorable mention for me there. For the MVP, you got to give it to the guy. Sure, he was gifted a couple of kills throughout the game. In the end, though, it was his play that just made him absolutely fabulous to watch. Dragon Axe, amazing positioning, and several times just about had some colorful plays as well, some escapes and all that good stuff. But even with his 21 kills that game, highest damage, which we'll check here in just a second, I believe, still ended up couldn't carry his team. And when he fell, the rest of the team fell as well.
All right, so for the blue side, NA Dreams, not letting their dreams be dreams and just doing it to victory. So I'm gonna give this one's a little bit difficult for me because I think that Lissandra did a huge part in turning around team fights and making plays. So I think I'm gonna give honorable mention to Lissandra for turning around team fights, losing team fights, tanking it out with the hourglass, using her cooldowns and her ultimate to do that damage and escape giving enough time for Sangri, the Hi, I'm Leo, and I don't know, to just jump right in there and clean up with Lux. I think I'm going to give, I know this is going to be a questionable MVP, but I think I'm going to give MVP to Lux just because she prevented Barons and turned around losing team fights into winning team fights by picking up 3 or 4 kills, making it even, given enough time for that Kaisa to come in there and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to clean up and get 16 kills and snowball and be able to carry the game to victory.
Yeah, a huge...
So Lux, yeah.
Go ahead and finish what you were saying. I don't want to interrupt. I thought you were done.
So Lux was definitely the MVP here because she was able to not only stop them and prevent them from getting huge game-turning objectives, but also being able to support her team in the way she needs to, and making those last-minute decisions and calculating that, hey man, we need to get these down, because if we don't get these members down, it's not going to be even, and we won't be able to keep up.
Yeah, and that's the thing which you were saying about Lux, not only stealing away the first Infernal Drake for the team, making sure they got a little bit of an edge. If the enemy team had picked up all 3 Infernal Drakes, that would give them, Chip Skylark, that opportunity to kind of turn things around, because that would scale their damage into the later stages of the game, and they would have potentially been able to find themselves a much easier time winning that game. But because they were losing those Infernal Drakes to the Lux, and then the solo 1v2 outplay, making sure that even though Chip Skylark originally had won a fight around Baron, still went forward, still found 2 kills with some immaculate micro play with her positioning around the brush, made sure to actually come out in a victory there for the side of NA Dreams 2.0. Excellent hooks throughout the game as well. Hooks, I mean, by roots. Got the game as well. Fantastic stuff. We are going to be taking a very short break. When we come back, game number 2 with you guys. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.